here in our Oklahoma Proven Garden, where I'm surrounded by a number of past and present Oklahoma Proven winners. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the program, Oklahoma Proven is a plant selection and promotion program that was originated here at Oklahoma State University back in 1999. The program was designed to help growers select plants, trees, and shrubs that will thrive in Oklahoma's diverse conditions. Plants chosen as Oklahoma Proven winners have demonstrated the ability to grow well across the state with minimal inputs. Plants are nominated for the Oklahoma Proven program by horticulturalists, nurserymen, and growers across the state. Each spring, the executive committee selects 4 new plants to be the year's winners. This year, in celebration of Oklahoma's centennial anniversary, all of the Oklahoma winners are plants that are native to the state of Oklahoma. Let's start here with our winning perennial, the evening primrose. This species of evening primrose is Oenothera macrocarpa. It's native to the western part of the state. This cultivar is called Comanche Campfire. It was selected as our Oklahoma Proven winner. This is not the plant's first honor. In 2001, it was named a Great Plant for Great Plains by the Nebraska statewide arboretum system. The plant produces beautiful, large, lemon yellow flowers with a red petiole. This is where the plant gets the campfire part of its name. Flowers are supported above this beautiful silvery green foliage, and the combination of yellow, red, and silver provides a very striking contrast of color for the plant. The plant reaches about 15 inches high in size and produces a nice clump. The plants can spread up to about 2 feet. Now, Comanche Campfire is a nice choice for xeriscaping. It requires very little water once it's established, but in the first year you need to water it regularly to help it establish a nice deep root system. This is a fairly new planting and we're still trying to get it established well here. Comanche Campfire regularly blooms from June through October. This plant is an excellent choice for rock gardens or among prairie plantings. It also looks good at the edge of a perennial bed. This is a blanket flower. You might also have heard it called Rose Ring Gaillardia or Indian blanket flower. It's said that the Kiowa tribe believed this plant brought good luck. Perhaps it'll bring us a little luck here in our studio garden. Blanket flower belongs to the genus Gaillardia, which is in the aster family. Gaillardia is a genus of native wildflower that's commonly used as a bedding plant. This native species, Gaillardia pulchella, was selected as this year's Oklahoma Proven Annual. Gaillardia pulchella grows to about 15 to 18 inches high, and it blooms well in hot and dry conditions, making it ideal for growing here in Oklahoma. The plant spreads to about 1 foot. It produces these beautiful flowers with a red center and a yellow fringe above velvety textured leaves. Now the plant blooms from June through the fall, and the flowers make excellent cut flowers. They have a vase life about 6 to 10 days. You can extend the bloom period by deadheading your plants, removing these old spent flowers. It's best to remove them all the way to their base so that you don't have stems sticking out. Now, blanket flower can be a perennial, but it's typically grown as an annual, and the plant readily reseeds itself. If you want your plants to reseed, allow some of these spent flowers to go ahead and dry on the plant late in the season, and you'll find a great drift of color the following summer. This is the southern Waxmyrtle Myrica cerifera. It's a broadleaf evergreen plant that's native to the southeastern corner of the state. Its native range also includes much of the eastern coastal plain. This plant tolerates a wide range of conditions. It can grow in full sun to shade, and it tolerates a range of soils from dry, salty soils to boggy marshlands. It's truly a very adaptable species. The lush foliage is complemented by blue-gray waxy berries that attract wildlife. Now, wax myrtle is dioecious, which means they're separate male and female plants, and only the female plants produce berries as long as there's a male nearby to pollinate it. You can grow southern wax myrtle in a shrub form like this specimen, which produces a very nice natural screen, or you could prune out the lower branches to expose the multiple stems and the light gray bark. Southern wax myrtle are commonly planted along patios or terraces to produce a light dappled shade. This cultivar of redbud, or Cercis canadensis, is fittingly called Oklahoma, and it was selected as our Oklahoma Proven winning tree this year. This cultivar was found in the Arbuckle Mountains, and it was selected for its magnificent display of magenta flowers. Redbuds flower early in the spring before the leaves appear, and tiny clusters of flowers cover the branches and stems in a brilliant display that lasts 2 to 3 weeks. Once the flowers fade, heart-shaped leaves emerge on the tree. The Oklahoma redbud has very glossy leaves with a very dark green coloration. You'll also see the seed pods emerge, and these are shaped much like a pea pod. They're green and turn to purple in the fall. Now, the leaves of the Oklahoma cultivar are very thick, thicker than many other cultivars, and they tolerate wind and insects more than other cultivars. The thick leaves also allow Oklahoma to be grown in full sun conditions. Many other redbud cultivars need to be in the shade. Oklahoma performs well in the shade as well. It requires a moist, well-drained soil to perform best. The tree grows to 15 to 25 feet tall, so it's easy to use beneath utility lines. The crown forms a round or vase shape, but some of the younger branches tend to grow a little irregular. You may need to prune it to obtain that nice round shape. Oklahoma is a perfect specimen plant for the small landscape or patio. It also looks good when planted in mass in a larger landscape. Oklahoma looks right at home in the woodland garden as well. We also have a selection of past Oklahoma Proven winners here in our garden, and as you can see, they're living up to their name despite the crazy weather we've been experiencing lately. Let's take a look at some of these past winners. This is the Texas Firebush Hamelia patens. This plant is native to South and Central America, where it grows as a small tree. In Oklahoma, it's best to grow firebush as an annual plant. The dense foliage creates mounds 3 feet or higher when it's planted in the full sun. The green leaves are broad and complemented by red petioles and red stems. The plant also produces unique orange flowers in the fall. Texas Firebush is also a great plant for attracting hummingbirds and butterflies to the garden. We have another 2004 winner, Autumn Sage Pink Preference, which is another great hummingbird plant. This perennial is a long bloomer. The brilliant pink flowers first appear early in the spring, but the fall is when it really gets going. This is a wonderful feature of autumn sage because as many of our other flowers are beginning to fade, this plant is just getting going. The plant is heat and drought tolerant, and it can form clumps up to 2 to 3 feet tall. The plant performs best in full sun and with well-drained soils. One of last year's Oklahoma Proven winners is the Wishbone flower, or Torenia, Summer Wave series. The plant gets its name from this wishbone shape that the stamens make inside of the flower. The Summer Wave series is a collection of hybrids selected for their heat tolerance, and they come in a range of cultivars with flowers ranging from blues to purples. The plant forms dense mounds 6 inches high and about 1 foot wide, and they look great when they're planted in mass like this. They also work well in baskets and containers. Torenia produces best in partial shade conditions, and it'll bloom from spring through fall. We have another of last year's winners here, the Diabolo Ninebark. You might remember that Steve Owens showed us a beautiful specimen of Diabolo Ninebark earlier this season up in Tonquah. The plant we have here at the Studio Gardens is looking great this year. This cultivar was selected for the deep green foliage with maroon accents. The plant also gets clusters of white flowers in the spring that stand out beautifully against the dark foliage. Fall fruit and exfoliating bark add to the beauty of this cultivar. Now, Diabolo Ninebark can grow 6 to 10 feet high and wide, but you can rejuvenate the plant and manage the size by cutting it back to the ground in the wintertime. The plant will rebound, it's very hardy, and it'll have a nice lush new growth in the spring. This plant looks great as a screen or planted in mass. It also works well at the back of a border. Now I want to show you one more previous Oklahoma Proven selection. This is the Summer Snapdragon Angelonia angustifolia. Summer Snapdragon is a tropical subshrub that's grown as an annual plant here in Oklahoma. The plant flowers throughout the summer until the first frost. It produces these beautiful orchid-like flowers on 2-foot spikes. The flowers range in color from pink and purple to blue or white, depending on the cultivar that you plant. Summer Snapdragon does well as a bedding plant or in a mixed border. It also grows well in containers. This plant is drought tolerant and it loves full sun and summer heat. Well, this has just been a small selection of Oklahoma Proven plants. You could find out more about the program by visiting their website at oklahomaproven.okstate.edu.